stand for the pledge?
Last night it was.
Yeah, we don't. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I guess we need to find a common spot for that, huh? Motion to approve the minutes of the September 10th, 2020 Manistee Township Board meeting.
Motion. Approve the minutes.
Is there support?
I'll support that.
Been moved, supported that the minutes of the September 10th, 2020 Manistee Township Board meeting be accepted, placed on file. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None? Carried. You received a copy of your treasurer's report. Any comments, questions? If not, place those on file, please. Manistee Township Planning Commission, approved minutes from September 2nd. Any comments on those minutes at all? What was that appeal that we had in February 4th? What was that?
It's for the guy on Jumbo Street,
Oh,
that
that
put up that new house.
Anyone with anything to bring before the board at this time? Jim?
How's my cleanup going on my neighbor's property?
Well, they made progress this summer.
What did we do?
What did they do? Got rid of some of the cars, mowed the grass.
Let me run by you real quick. I walked the property line. I'll tell you how many vehicles I can see from my property. There's a 1960s duplex truck. There's a 3-axle tandem equipment trailer. There's a GMC 7000 series box truck. There's a Utes tractor. There's a F700 Ford box truck. There's a Leroy air compressor. There's a scrap golf cart. There's a pile of satellite dish antennas. That's in the backyard of the warehouse building. In the front yard, there's another F700 truck. There's a motorhome. There's a camping trailer that the roof is caved in on. There's another camping trailer in the backyard. There's a Dodge van, and there's 7 vehicles in the front yard, automobiles, and 2 in the back. That's on the property northeast of me on 31, where the warehouse building is. To the south of me, or to the west, there are 3 automobiles there, 2 automobiles in a pickup truck, and a junk trailer. That's what I see when I walk my property line or walk on my property. What you're telling me, mowing the lawn, has done nothing to clean up that site. 0. You can't move a junk car from the front yard to the backyard. There's enough vehicles on that property, there's enough environmental hazards with those big trucks sitting there. Somebody needs to do something. They're not going to move. They've been there for years. There's a lot of fuel, there's a lot of oil, there's a lot of things in those vehicles. There's a big tanker truck there. I don't know what's in that, what it was used for, probably his mulching business. But it's time to do something. That's all I have to say. I'd like a copy of last month's minutes too, if I can get it. Is that a problem?
No problem.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Just wondering what you came up with on the ORV again.
Well, to be very honest with you, we've been very busy with the election process and things like that. So I'm not trying to cut your legs out from under you, but we are going to move forward with it. We have to set a public hearing date, and I think we have the wording as suggested, but in the public hearing it would be what roads would be feasible, things like that. But it is moving, but not very fast. But we get this, and that's not an excuse, but if we get this election behind us, I think we'll see some of that.
And when you say moving forward, that means you guys are putting it in the board, and gonna vote on it and have a public.
Well, it all depends on, you know, it's gonna depend on a public hearing, and it's gonna, you know, public output, or input has bearing on it, as, you know, as well as ramifications and what becomes of that, but.
Okay.
It seems, it appears to be favorable, the people that have heard that we're working on it and have come forth.
And when you said something about roads, I just wanted to put an input on, I've been to Stratton Township, and I've been talking to other people, Lake County and all that. They say picking roads is bad. There was a DNR officer, I'm not sure of his name, but he was at Stratton and trying to patrol what roads are good, what roads are bad to ride on. It's kind of a pain for them, you know, pain for us to know which ones to ride on, unless you're a local and would know. I mean, that's just something maybe to think about when you bring this to the public, you know, try to, you know, either vote it all into all the roads, except obviously the M roads and stuff like that, you can't ride on, obviously, by state laws. But as far as county roads, or township roads, that's what I'm hearing, I'm just hearing it's a pain to say, well, the DNR guy pulls them over, or sheriff, whoever, and says, well, you can't ride on, well, I don't know. And then it's just more of a hassle than anything.
Well, we'll discuss that in the public hearing, but there would be a map printed, you know, those maps would be made available.
Okay.
We have to be careful out here because we have M roads, we have US roads, and a lot of the roads in Manistee Township are for 45 mile an hour or faster. And, you know, like the city has golf carts,
Right.
and I don't know if that'll be part of it or not, but it may not,
Okay.
just off the top of my head.
Okay. All right, I appreciate your effort.
I appreciate your input. We may reach out to someone like yourself because, well, like Sam brought it to our attention, when you lay out this system, lay it out so that you don't go from here to the end of the block and then it quits,
Yeah, yes.
you know.
Right.
I mean, you try and come up with something so that you can go somewhere,
Okay.
not have all dead ends.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Yep. Anyone else? I'm surprised the commissioner isn't here.
He was here last night, probably took the night off.
2 minutes in the roads.
It's election year. You got anything going on in your office?
Yes. I got 4 new written complaints over the weekend. All having to do with short-term rentals in Marlon Heights. I did issue a citation, a civil infraction citation, last week, Thursday, to the people I wrote to 2 years ago. So that's how far behind I am on complaints. One of the owners, part owners, was at our planning commission meeting last night. However, since it's in the court's hands now, you know, we couldn't comment or provide any feedback at this, whatever, the recommendation of the township attorney who happened to be at the meeting last night. For the month, there were 9 land use permits issued, 18 construction permits. And the office is very busy. I was gone the first 2 weeks of last month. Karen covered zoning for me, and actually has been doing all the construction for months now, maybe years. But we're keeping up with the 2 of us. Personally, I've been working on complaints, short-term rentals, water and sewer ordinances, having to do with our agreements with the city for water and sewer services. And then on the tribal amendment to our service area agreement, in agreement with them. One more thing, I guess, last night at the planning commission meeting, they approved the special land use permit, use and site plan for the car detailing operation out on US 31 across from, what's the name of it?
Perry Street?
Yeah. they approved the draft, would you call it that, John? The draft
The site plan.
language and stuff for the master plan,
Oh, okay,
or gave a go-ahead to the planning department to
yeah.
put together a draft in the future land use map. And what else? Then I guess the other big issue was short-term rentals. Just to discuss that at length.
Did you have a large audience last night? The only reason I asked that is because it was inadvertently put in the paper that it was tonight rather than
We
last.
did have a lot of people, but I think most of them were in support of,
The
or the,
car
car detailing.
detailing.
yeah, just the one on short-term rentals. And that was the owner that I issued the citation to. But that's the first response we ever got from that owner. I mean,
Registered letters and all.
yeah, registered letters and all. When we issued the ticket, they came here from Georgia, I guess. Even though they grew up in this area.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it? Any questions for Guy? Thank you, sir. Anything going on across the street, Chuck?
A little bit. For September, we had 34 total activities, 9 fire related, 19 medical related, and then we had 6 trainings and other activities. Officers had about 72 hours working. Total training, medical, and other activity complaint hours were 87. 131 is replacement. We went down and seen that. I did send the pictures out a few weeks ago. Everybody got those, kind of see it's in pieces. They got the chassis, the body, and the pump. So it's just got to be put together. They didn't get a completion date yet. We tried to ask them, but they weren't giving that out because they have trouble getting some parts still with all the COVID stuff, electrical parts. But there are only like 7 trucks ahead of us, and one of them's just about finished, so ours should be coming in. There was nothing really else there, so that's good to know. 133, we got all the repairs made to that. We put it on the lights for the revenue sharing grant. Those are working good. We completed our pump testing. 134, the 2001 pumper tender, had a bad pressure transducer. They came and fixed it. They actually didn't charge us to come back and fix it, which was nice, because usually those service fees are expensive. We didn't test 131, but it's going away. Don't need to spend money on that. Hose testing's been postponed because they're so backed up. He hasn't given me a date yet. We're supposed to be October 9th, which tomorrow. They push that back. I'm over at the station. Elmer's using the parking lot. Little miscommunication there, but they actually dumped some crushed material out there to fix one of the holes out there. So that was nice of them to do that. We did finally ordered our turnout gear from the 50/50 grant. The state gave us an extension to go beyond October 1st. So that's going to be, they did sizing this week. So we'll be getting those probably in 2 to 3 months, depending on supplies. Then we did finally get some more of our revenue sharing grant money for the water rescue and swift water rescue gear. Sounds like there's a couple more things on back order. There's no word on the AFG grant with the city, Byler, and us, but they are, other places are finding out, so we should hear something pretty soon. And then for personnel, Frank Post, I guess, was tired of not being on the fire department, so he wanted to come back, so we turned the packet in, and I believe the packet's all good to go, so we can put him back in probationary status tonight. That would be good. He still has his firefighter and DMR qualifications. For training, we always do driver's training. We did rapid intervention operations. We did pump ops on 133 because 131 has had more issues as it's getting older. We did truck checks. We installed the lights on the ladder this past month, and then we also did a joint training with the city, ladder training on our countywide training facility over there, so that went pretty well. And then I mentioned last month, it was kind of busy last month, so we kind of touched base on it real quick, but then moved on. But Dave Pete was interested in the EMR course at West Shore. So he was going to go to that. They canceled the EMR course because we didn't have enough people. So they let him go into the EMT program, and we were gonna look at seeing if we could still reimburse him up to the $500 we did in the past. Even though the EMT course is more expensive, but we only go to EMR. So he's in that class right now. He's been in about a month. I think there's another month and a half to go, 2 months to go. So that's something to think about. And then for calls for September, Gordon Grant had 13 for medical, I had 8, Dan Manistee had 7, Joe Circa, we just approved a month or 2 ago, had 6, Sam had 5. And then for fire calls, Dave B, Gordon Grant, myself had 10 hours, Jim Bowery had 9, Sam had 8. So that's really good for folks. Appreciate that. Gordon's still back on top. Sam got him last month, but not this month. So. As far as the ISO update, I sent the gentleman the pump testing results. I heard back from him, but usually the pump testing, that helps with our ISO rating. And then also the hose testing, but the hose testing been postponed. Also the automatic gate that we've been working on with the city, we have with East Lake. We're also looking at automatic gate with Necoma. We've looked at it in the past, but the Louisville Bridge is going to be shut down on December 1st for something like a year. It's going to take a while for East Lake to come around, so we're looking at that. Currently, our ISO rating is a 5 and a 5 wide. If you're within 5 miles of the station, or a station with automatic gate. So if you're beyond that 5 miles, unfortunately, you don't get that good rating. It used to be a 6 and a 9, so we've improved, and we're hoping this time we improve a little more. So, and the lower the number, the better the rating. So, and other than that, that's all I have.
Any questions? Thanks, Chuck. Again, please tell everybody across the street, thanks for their efforts and everything they're doing for us. Appreciate it a lot. Then you're coming into the cold season, and along those lines, people check your smoke detectors.
Correct.
You
Clean
know?
your chimneys if you burn wood.
Yeah.
Indoor chimneys, not outdoor.
Rick, you got anything new?
The only thing new that I have, everybody is still compliant with everything, but the winery on Shale Road, Douglas Valley, the one I was having the issue with, they have closed for the season as of the end of September. I talked to Pete a little further on that, and he doesn't advise anything, no follow-up. So at least we're good on it.
Okay. All right. Township update, the Newland School roof is done. The Bar Lake Observation Deck is in progress. We did receive a check from the Manistee County Community Foundation for $6,700 to help us with that. Speaking of the lake levels are predicted to decline 4 inches by November 2nd. It's still one inch higher than it was in 2019. US 31 is done. N55, we talked with Rick Lipstick from the MDOT, and we had a concern about, we had heard in the virtual meeting about the bridge closing that they were going to put a 4-way stop there. So we wanted to confirm that or voice our concerns about that, and he assured me that the lights will be, the timing will be changed, but the light will remain. So that's. We had some complaints about no wake in the area between M55 bridge and the train bridge. I checked the signs are still up on the bridges, and we put one more sign down here by the launch ramp. The Revenue Sharing Board will meet Monday the 12th here at the Township Hall. Daylight savings time is November 1st. That's all I have. Anybody else got anything? Snowplow bids? You get any? You only got the one?
I only have one.
Okay. Liability insurance was provided. Type of equipment, four-wheel drive pickup, $35 an hour. Sander, it says $35 per each, so that must be each use.
Mhm.
And the loader is $60 an hour. That's to do township property, this one, here at the hall and at the fire station.
It's from who?
Forbes,
Same as it's been for 15 years, isn't it?
pretty much. What's your wishes, it's the only bid we got, so.
I'll make a motion to accept the bid from Forbes for snow plowing for 2021 winter.
I'll second.
Been moved, supported, we accept the bid from Forbes Sanitation and Excavation for 2021 winter snow plow removal. Any discussion? Want a roll call?
Do I need one?
Yeah.
I don't need one.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion carried. Diana supplied you with your annual calendar, take a look at it, go through it, and try to solidify it by, what, the December meeting or November meeting?
Let's try for the November.
Next meeting.
Let's try for the next meeting, yes.
Okay. Pretty inclusive. Other than what everybody's gonna be going sometime this winter. Anything else? You have a chance to look at the bills?
I'll make a motion to allow our bills paid as presented and also the incoming bills for the balance of the month.
Is there support?
I second that.
The new supported, we pay the bills presented September 1st to September 30th, 2020, as well as incoming bills for the month of October. Any discussion? Really, I have a question, if I may. Is that street lights for August? Weren't our street lights more expensive than that? Is that the difference with the LED bulbs?
The LED is quite a bit less, yes.
Like $400?
Right, so every time they change a light, we take one off the old fashioned bill and add it to the LED. So, yes, it is going down.
Any other comments? All in favor?
Right.
Nothing opposed, carried. Manistee County MTA is going to meet Wednesday, October 28th at Bear Lake Township Hall. The appeals, if there is one, is there currently an appeal on record?
No.
If one comes about, it'll be November 3rd, 6 o'clock here at the hall. Planning Commission is scheduled for Wednesday, November 4th, again here at the hall, 7 o'clock. The next regular meeting of the Manistee Township Board will be Tuesday, November 10th, 7 o'clock here at Manistee Township Hall. The only other comment I have is have a safe Halloween that's coming up. Anything else?
Just, Frank post, the accepted back.
Chuck, what I'd like to do is I should have mentioned this earlier, I'd like you to give us 30 days to ask any questions or anything. I mean, you just come in the door and say, you'd like so-and-so, I'd like a chance to talk to you about it.
Okay,
So if it's 30 days from now, is that all right?
sure, that's new, so.
Yeah, it is, but I should have done that when there wasn't a nominee. But Nothing against it.
Right. Gotta start somewhere.
Yeah. Anything else? Motion's in order.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
A second.
We move support, we adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, none, motion carried. Thank you very much. Stay safe.